Welcome to the UK Soap Spoilers news channel. Emmerdale spoilers for next week from March 15 to 19, teasing that Moira will resolve the rift between Kane and Faith. Moira, Chas and Mac try to convince Kane to share Mother's Day lunch with them and Faith. As they were talking, Faith brought up the topic of Moira and Mac's mother passing away. She couldn't help but notice something strange about Mackenzie's reaction, and her suspicions were raised. Faith began to devise a plan, knowing that if she dug up the stain on Mac, she could please Kane and go back to his good books. Kane has stepped into Faith's power, and the two expose Mac's lies. When Moira arrived later, she interrupted the tense confrontation between Mac and Kane, and she was devastated when Kane revealed the truth about what her brother had been hiding. Mac knows that Mac has other secrets, and then he himself tells Moira. Harriet's conscience will not be purged until she confesses and is punished. She begged Will to help her, asking for silence. But can Will really hold back and do as she asks? When Will sees Dawn, he tells her that Harriet had been a monk at the church, but it seems that Will had trouble hiding Harriet's phone in a drawer. While Mandy's hen was walking, Vinny put Paul aside to say he saw the truck that Paul had been kidnapped while parked in the scrapyard. Feeling the heat, Paul frantically called Connor, but Vinny overheard everything. The terrible truth struck poor Vinny when he realized that Paul had arranged the entire kidnapping in the hope of kicking Liv out of her inheritance. That was the end of the era when Charity completed the sale of the pub and gave her shares to Marlon. Although very affectionate, Charity at first proved to be a brave person. When the papers were signed, Chas was relieved that everything was done, but that was an important moment for Charity and she tried to contain her sadness. After that, the change was officially made and Marlon and Rona looked proud as their names appeared above the Woolpack door. Jamie's conscience began to cling to him when he saw how horrible morning sick Gabby was, and he regretted trying to comfort her with an abortion. Kim is smug after breaking up with Jamie and Dawn, and when Mac learns about it, remarks that Kim has always done his way. Jamie can only lose patience. With Wiley's farm care and now baby Frankie, it's no wonder Nate is exhausted. When David found out that Nate seemed annoyed, he stepped in and offered some advice. Angry at the truth, Vinny told Paul that he would expose all the lies to Mandy, but before he could, Paul became aggressive. Horrified, Vinny backed away, but it was too late when Paul pressed him to the ground, hitting him until he lost consciousness and blood spilled from his mouth. Paul stared at Vinny's lifeless body, believing he had killed him. Drunk Rona couldn't help but talk about starting everything with Marlon. But as the girls laughed and admitted that they knew their age, Rona realized it was time to open up to their kids. Rona shares her concerns with Marlon. The two agreed to be honest with the children the next day, even though both were concerned about their reaction. As the Juliet story continues, the Kings are completely unaware that they are being watched by a private investigator. Their photography may make them look like bad parents. Although Jimmy didn't know about it, he provided some optimistic news from the attorney that his custody case for Carl was very good. Before Harriet left AWOL, Will was worried, and when a police car appeared, he panicked. PC Swirling and Harriet got out of the car and he revealed that she had gone to the police station to look for the body. Will manages to shield Harriet, explaining that she was very worried and emotional about the excavation, which pleased Swirling before he returned to work. When Mandy and Paul's daughter were planned, Lydia still doubted Paul, but she wasn't alone. Vinny became wary when she heard Paul tell the story of his kidnapping. Then, Vinny confided to Liv that there were too many contradictions in Paul's story. Will went down to the cellar, where Harriet sat alone in her self-imposed exile with only food and her Bible as a friend. Harriet believes this alone can erase her guilt. You make friends, Harriet. In the village, Will explains about her absence but is worried about how long she can be there. When he asked Harriet for how long she would be isolated, she couldn't give him an exact answer, it all depended on her beliefs. Thank you all for watching my channel. Hello and see you in the next videos.